Oh, hello there, students. Mr. Skolt here. Shooting a video, but with a difference. Yes, it's mathematics. I love mathematics and music with equal intensity, but the thing is, I can't, no man can serve two masters. I want to excel in either of them. I can't excel in both. So I have to dump one of them. I don't know which one to dump. I'm in a rather confused state. Well, right now it's mathematics. You see, sometime back I chanced upon a book written by a great mathematician, and he gave a quotation which I remember even today, unfortunately, not word for word. Okay, he said that if a student is good, if students are good in mathematics, don't leave them, don't dump them, gear them for higher effort, higher attainment. Why? These are the ones who will contribute to the wealth economy and the development of a nation. Yeah, I know there will be many people offended by the statement, but well, I'm an open-minded, broad-minded person, but personally I believe the statement. This video is dealing with certain basics which are often neglected by students and teachers alike. Basics right from standard 7 or 6 onwards, okay. You might laugh at me, yes, but basics are basics, and basics start from this level, okay. I'm dealing with mainly two types of teachers, okay. Ones which destroy a pupil and a nation, and the other ones which edify a nation. Let's take a demo one, okay. Look at this. Demo 1, teacher 1. This is a demo. Students, today they're going to study equivalent fractions. Okay. Now look at this. See, 3 by 4 is 3 by 4. Now if you multiply numerator and denominator by 2, you get 6 by 8. This is called an equivalent fraction. What is it, children? The children shout in the chorus. Equivalent fractions. Teacher is happy, okay. Again, 3 by 4, multiply numerator and denominator by 3, you get 9 by 12. What are they called, children? Equivalent fractions. Teacher is beaming with pride. How about this? 8 by 20, okay. You divide numerator and denominator by 2. You get 4 by 10. Now what's this, children? Equivalent fractions. Teacher is beaming with pride. Divide 4 by numerator and denominator by 4, you get 2 by 5. What are these called, children? Equivalent fractions. Teacher is ecstatic. Wow, what a class, what a class. But her ecstasy is short-lived, A student puts up his hand. Yes, dear, what is it? Teacher, why are they called equivalent fractions? Why not equal fractions? Teachers thinking. No, I'm in a real stew. I must put this brat down. These teachers are pros. They know how to get over it. They have an escape mechanism or a defense mechanism. Listen, don't act smart. Sit down. Not another word from you. I call these teachers pedestrian teachers. They are just there for the money and to pass time because they are getting bored at home, so they come here. Okay? Such teachers are not going to generate IITians, people going to the Indian Statistical Institute, or students go to NASA. No. They won't come from teachers like this. Let's take the second case. This is of another teacher. Okay, you judge for yourselves, okay. Let's see his demo. His or her demo. This teacher lays a base. He says, now listen, A into B by B, C into D is A by C into B by D. Now this he calls a splitting technique. You can cut it in the middle. You can have many combinations. You can have 4 combinations, Like A by 1 into 1 by C into B by 1 into 1 by D. So many but this is a splitting technique, okay. Caution. He cautions the students. Now listen, don't carry this from addiction. Students, you can look here. This is not true. That's why there is a danger in teaching class 7. You better make yourself damn clear, because these people are very fond of making their own concepts. You have to be very careful. So teaching class 7 is not a cakewalk, or class 6 is not a cakewalk. Now, this teacher says, okay, 3 by 4 is equal to this. He uses the splitting technique. Okay. Equivalent fractions. He says now, but this is equal to 3 by 4, splitting into 2 by 2 into 1. Alright? He takes another case now. He says, he's not telling the students what he's coming to, okay? Creating the suspense, okay? Just like watching a movie. So 8 divided by 5 is 8 divided by 5 by 1. Sorry, the division sign is not too clear. 8 into 1 by 5. So in short, he's trying to tell them that A divided by B is the same as A multiplied by the reciprocal of B, that is A into 1 by B. Now he goes for the kill. Now 8 by 20, if you divide by 4, top and bottom you get 2 by 5, equivalent fraction. Now, he uses this principle. And he comes here. 8 into 4 is 8 into 1 by 4. It was actually 8 divided by 4 by 1, the reciprocal. 20 into 1 by 4, etc. Splitting technique which you employed earlier. Okay. And it proves that this is equal to 1. So in short, he's trying to convey to the students that when you are creating an equivalent fraction, you're not changing it in any way. You're only multiplying it by 1, which is also called a multiplicative identity. I don't know if you noticed the difference in the second teacher's case. He did not jump into the act right away. He laid the base. For instance here, he laid this base. Splitting technique, because that was used here. Then he engaged the reciprocal technique, which is engaged here. Okay. So this teacher evidently has a well-planned lesson, And that I'm very sure that every student would have understood him, except the nitwits who don't want to pay attention. That is there in every teaching profession. Now, the same situation, another hand goes up. Teacher, why are they called equivalent fractions? Why not equal? But this is a different teacher. He doesn't tell the student to sit down. He takes it as a challenge. And he says, listen, why is $1 equal to 75 rupees? Sorry, I'm not aware of the current exchange rate. But he says, why is $1 equivalent to 75 rupees? The student is stumped now. Teacher replies, because you can purchase the same quantity of goods with $1 as you would with 75 rupees. So that's why it's called equivalent. Besides, the figures are different. $1 is numeral 1 and 75 rupees, different numerals. Similarly, in equivalent fractions, like 1 by 2, 100 by 200, these are equivalent fractions, the numbers are different. Just like over here, have you seen earlier? So I don't have to elaborate on that. The numbers are different, so they call equivalent fractions. Now, suppose 3 by 4. Okay, you take an equivalent fraction, say 9 by 12. Now, these are equivalent fractions and not equal, but the value is the same. 3 by 4 and 9 by 12 are 0.75. Okay. Similarly, 3 by 4, if you, let's take this one. Okay, let's take this one. See 3 by 4. If you cut a piece of chocolate into 4 parts and give yourself 3 to consume, and you cut a chocolate into 8 parts and you give you 6, or if they cut a chocolate into 12 parts and they give you 9, the weight is the same, you consume the same quantity. So this is the meaning of equivalent fractions. I hope it is clear. Yeah, so I have given an exposition of two types of teachers. Okay, so if a teacher is to teach mathematics, especially at the lower level, he or she had better be good. We don't want mediocre teachers, at this level. Because when they go up, if a student has a good teacher in class 4, 5, 6, etc., when these students, if they have a good foundation, they can manage on their own till class 10. Okay. Well, students, that's all I have for the moment. We'll meet again. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. God bless you.